If you could see the world through my eyes, vibrant purple sunrise, shards of broken dreams come raining down.
Mark here, Life and Fitness Files. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with content. Today, we're going to be talking about using resistance bands to work your back. Now, there are lots of different ways that you can do this. I'm going to start with one specific exercise that you can do with resistance bands, but I'll be making more as we go because there's a lot of muscles in your back, and there's a lot of ways you can use resistance bands to hit all of those muscles. Resistance bands are a great way to get in a workout. You don't have to spend a lot of money, have tons of different weights, sizes, and taking up space, etc. Resistance bands gives you options if you're traveling. So let's talk about using resistance bands to work our back and do so in a safe fashion, and it can be really easy. So let's jump in. All right, so here I'm using my wall anchor system. I have this at a mid height. You can also use door anchors, such as this. You can get those pretty cheap online, and starting off, just choose a midpoint to do this exercise. So I have my midpoint anchor. You can check out my other video on setting up wall anchors. What you want to make sure is that you find the right resistance. When we're looking at a midpoint, we are going to be doing some rows, and we're going to be doing that to work multiple muscles in our back, but a lot of that is really going to work our big lat muscles. You want to make sure that you get a good stretch on the muscle and you can go through full range of motion. You have to have the right resistance in order to do that. Now I can tell right here that I'm going to have to move back farther away from the anchor point to be able to get a good stretch, because if I'm like this, to stretch this muscle, I'm reaching out or up or something. My hands are in front of me here, but if I want to have resistance at that point, I'm going to have a anchor point that is closer to this. So one of the ways I can do that is I can hold closer to the anchor point to get a good stretch. So if I hold close to that anchor point and I'm holding this band, I can feel a little bit of a stretch and I'm under tension right here. So I'm holding closer to that anchor point. Now, to do a row and using bands, we want to make sure that when we come back, we are pulling and we're going to feel that squeeze right in that lat muscle. You can do this one-handed or two-handed, depending on the tension, etc. So if I'm pulling this, I'm feeling that on my big lat muscle behind. So pulling. One thing you also want to make sure is that you are anchored so that it's not pulling you forward, or you're just using momentum to pull it backward. Anchor your feet under tension, have a little bit of a stretch there on the muscle. You're going to pull, full range of motion, and come back and squeeze those lat muscles. Come back slowly. Squeeze those muscles, pull, come back slowly. You get good time under tension, good stretch, pull, and target the correct muscles. As I said, there are many muscles in our back, and there's lots of ways to do that, but starting here, we're just doing a row. This is an alternative to doing some kind of barbell or dumbbell row or a machine, but it gives you lots of options, and all you need really is a door anchor or a wall anchor and a band. Pull, squeeze, full range of motion, tension full through the full range of motion, and there you have it. Now, a couple things to note. If that is too easy, like I said, you can double that up. You can do one arm at a time. Doing unilateral exercises is actually not a bad thing for many reasons. It's actually really good. But If you are holding on to the ends of the band, you can do that. You just have to make sure you move far enough or close enough away to get that tension and the right resistance. You can hold closer to the anchor point, is going to give you more resistance. You can also obviously change the tension of the band to a higher resistance, giving you more options. You then have to just find the right distance from the anchor point and kind of work through that, which gives you lots of options when you have bands. You can also have 2 anchor points and doing wide, etc. We're going to go into that in some later videos, but for now, doing some rows to work your lat muscles and back muscles, and doing so in a relatively affordable way, as well as not taking up a bunch of space, and gives you something that you can take with you if you travel, or just set it up in your house on a door. Say, okay, I don't have a bunch of weights, I don't have a lot of space. That's okay. Bands are a great way to do that. Work your back, throw this into a well-rounded routine, and there you have it. If you have any questions or comments, leave those below. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with content. Here's to life and fitness. Peace out.
What you might lose, walking miles in someone else's shoes.